You see it. Let's get it. We talked about this all the time, right? 50% of the good jobs are over credentialed, says former IBM CEO Ginni Rometty. So I'm gonna drop this video in there. She just kind of breaks it down where she believes a lot of good jobs, especially in tech, are asking for 4-year degrees that don't need them. I mean, we've been talking about that forever. I believe a degree is a good thing to have, but it's not a necessity to have. So let's check her out and Jim Cramer on Mad Money. They actually break it down and actually talk about over credential. You don't need a 4-year degree and helping minorities get into tech. So once again, quick video. Just check it out and just put comments in the
As a society, we tend to idolize power here in America. But we spend a lot less time thinking about how power gets used, especially in business. Which brings me to Ginni Rometty, the former chair and CEO of IBM, who's just come out with a new book, Good Power, Leading Positive Change in Our Lives. Work and world. There's so much in this book. Rometty's a trailblazer in the tech industry, the only female CEO in IBM's history, a turnaround artist who breathed new life into a state business, but also, really made the company to something that could make it and thrive during this period. She also did a ton of things to uplift others, something that continues through her charitable work in organizations like OneTen, which aims to close the opportunity gap for black talent in America, and her championing of skills-first hiring, meaning hiring based on job skills, not pedigree. Oh my God, I love that part of the book. She writes about this at length in Good Power, along with remarkably candid recap of her ascent through the tech industry. Wow, and it's very sincere. We want to know more, so let's take a closer look. With Ginni Rometty, the former chair and CEO of IBM and author of Good Power. Ms. Rometty, congratulations on this book. Welcome back to Mad Money.
Thank you, Jim. It is so good to be back with you and
Ginni,
for this.
Oh, Ginni, you do things in this book that are incredible. I do want to cut right to something that I think is really important. I don't want to miss it. You were the first CEO I've ever heard who said, it's worth taking a risk on someone who didn't get the 4-year degree. And you pioneered it, and it worked.
It worked. It worked. And there were a lot of people that doubted it because it's just some built-in bias. And so many jobs in this country, good jobs that you could raise a family of 4 on, require a 4-year degree. And what I found in my work is, I would bet, Jim, 50% of good jobs are over-credentialed. 50%. That means we're leaving behind so many people, and 65% of Americans do not have a college degree. 80% of black Americans do not have a college degree. But like my mom, you read in the book, she didn't have a college degree either. But she had skills. She wasn't, as I say, she wasn't stupid. She had aptitude, just no access, right? So this is, I have been convinced. We studied it. We got the numbers. Just as effective. They are just same performance. Oh, it took a little bit of time, maybe a year. More loyal, more retentive, learn more. It's like a really great formula for a business.
Well, when you hire someone from Pathways in Technology, early college, P-Tech, that person's less likely to job hop versus someone you might get out of, I don't want to disparage any Ivy League school, but you and I both know, that person's on the make.
Yep. Yes, and you know what else? And Jim, you were one of the first people to support P-Tech. Jim actually hosted the graduation for the kids.
Yeah, well, the kids are, these are this is the
first
future.
Classes. These were a 6-year high school, right? And you know what's really interesting? Another metric to prove it, you're a numbers guy, they take more education than my employees with 4-year degrees. Isn't that an interesting learning? They love to learn. And if you're going to hire for one thing in this world, it's going to be somebody who loves to learn.
All right, so let's go into power versus good power.
Yep.
People have power. You talk about that. CEOs have power. Good power means, in this case, say, inventing a new cloud path for the company or inventing a new collar path for these young people.
Yes. Yeah. I was really worried that people, you read the newspaper, power gets a very negative stereotype. But I think you'd be the first to agree, I think to actually change things, you need power. So I want more people to see that, look, I think there's a good way to do power. Go towards tension, but do not divide people. Do it with respect and celebrate some progress, and you'll make progress.
But you give up 3-step knowledge, credibility to trust to earn that power and to keep being respected. This is a journey, knowledge, credibility, trust, that most people don't go through, but they should.
They should. And I think that to me, I started, you said about tech. I've been in tech for almost 5 decades, believe it or not. And when I started, I was an only woman, and still, in too many cases, an only woman. And to me, knowledge was my only shield. And it then turned into confidence, right? And then you feel like, God, I can contribute something. It's just such an important thing, I think, for everybody to go through.
Now, you have done such great things with young people. But now you're working with OneTen Coalition and Skills First. These are both issues. I want you got the floor, because I thought this OneTen was explosive, and you're doing something. 1 million Black Americans by 2030. These are real commitments to you. You're going to call people out who don't do it, I bet. But I know you're going to praise people who do.
I'm going to praise a lot that do. That's good power, okay?
Okay, that's right.
I am not dividing, I'm uniting.
No, I know. And same way you said that, you got to talk to President Trump. It's not a time to divide. It's a time to unite. So go ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Unite away.
Okay, so OneTen. This is a coalition co-founded with my other co-founders. You know Ken Chenault, American Express. You know Kevin Shearer from Amgen.
Yep.
You know Ken Frazier, obviously, from Merck.
All Titans.
That's right. Charles Phillips, Oracle.
Yeah.
And some of the
I used to call him Chuck. You're not allowed to call him that.
Oh, I still call him Charles.
I know him so long
ago,
but he's fantastic.
All founders. And so Ken Frazier and I are the two co-chairs. And we said, and I think it's a good example of good power, meaning we all start individually, then maybe we power of me, power of we, and then the power of us. Ken and I are at that point of our life that, we can take what we've learned, and we got 100 of other companies in this country, great companies, Delta, Cleveland Clinic, Bank of America, you name it, to join this coalition. Merck, Johnson & Johnson, it's a long list.
It's fantastic.
General Motors. And we said to everybody, okay, two sides of this. I want you to really reevaluate how you do hiring. Go through every job. Can it be skills first? Can you remove that false barrier of a 4-year degree and give people a chance? Write the skills down, right? And by the way, it's going to do better for your own employees.
Absolutely.
And then we went and then we said, okay, we got to go out to community colleges, to all these skills providers, because people do have to have a skill.
Yes.
And we said, we're going to first work on this with the Black community. It was really on the heels of the murder of George Floyd, when we said what business can do best is give economic opportunity to deserving people. So, but every barrier we're ripping down together is really a systemic barrier for every underrepresented group. So we are now entering year 3, and we have hired and promoted a little over 100,000 people. So we're kind of hitting the knee of our curve.
You are scale. I mean, you keep saying
we're going to scale.
You try to. A lot of it you're saying, can you do good on scale? Can you help society? You answered it.
Yeah,
but you can't keep saying no. You can't, because you're doing it right now.
I think we can, and that's why I say quietly. The hard work. Delta Airlines removed the barrier of a college degree for pilots. Pilots, the sort of the last bastion here. And it doesn't mean that they don't have the skill. They got it another way, and they can help them get more skill. Cleveland Clinic just went knock-knock around the whole neighborhood, in a very poor neighborhood there, and hired 150 people. I mean, they're everywhere. To me, this is about a new talent pool. It is right under our nose if we just approach it right.
Well,
so
I tell you, I'm proud that I know you. I usually don't say stuff on a show like this, but you're amazing. And most people say they can change things. You're changing things.
Thank you.
There's no one has any excuse. If they read this book, they have no excuse not to find themselves in a good power situation. And they can change things, just like you did, Ginni Rometty, and are doing. Thank you so much for coming on our show on the first day.
Thank you for being such a great supporter.
You're amazing. That's Ginni Rometty, the former CEO and chair of IBM, author of the new book, Good Power, which, by the way, is a page-turner, particularly when she talks about what it's like to be in a very difficult situation at IBM when you first got there and how you pioneered everything. You're something. Mad Money's back after the break.
Coming up, last call. Mad Money has a new next-door neighbor on the schedule. Brian Sullivan sits down with Kramer before he kicks off his brand new show. Next.